Welcome to Picture Book Chat, where we feature a handful of new picture books each month and discuss what makes them great. Whether you're a parent, caregiver, or teacher, you're bound to find some wonderful reading suggestions from librarians Mary Ellen Bracks and Sheri Boggs.
Hello, welcome to Picture Book Chat. I'm Mary Ellen, and I am the Public Services Manager for Youth Programming.
And I'm Sheri Boggs. I am the Youth Collection Development Librarian. To remember my whole handle.
Yes. Well, what do we have today? We have some fun ones, and I think we'll talk a little bit about this, but I had my neighbor kids read them. And so
oh my gosh,
they
actual
are
child judges.
Child judges this time. And it was during the summer, and the Olympics were going, so they rated them gold, silver, and bronze. So it was fun. So thank you to Evie, Ellie, and Ethan for
names
for reading our books.
Yay! Well, Superbaby, I happened to notice didn't make
the cut, but they're 5, 8, and 10.
Yeah, this might be a little too young for their interests. I, however,
yes,
an adult reader, loved this book. So Superbaby, right off, I love the color scheme going on here. It's by Stephanie Parsley Ledyard, who I am not familiar with. She might be a new author illustrator. I know you're a big fan of Ed Papers.
Yes, great.
And I thought Mary Ellen's going to love this.
Yes.
I love all the traditional toys, like this little stacking ring thing and this sort of like abacus thing. It's super engaging just right out of the gate. This is no ordinary baby, Mary Ellen.
No.
It's Superbaby. And I love like the big close-up here when we've talked about early learning stuff and like reading to small kids, like having a big close-up.
Yes.
And it's an illustration of another baby, but it's super engaging. 3, 2, 1, blast off. So you see a Superbaby getting right into the day. There's a lot of great action words. I think kids will enjoy hearing this read. That there's like booming in for kisses, vroom with a wave of her hand. You see all of these activities. I love that she's demolishing her bananas, leaving a trace behind. She beeps, booms. So again, like the great action words. And I love how dynamic these illustrations are. I think for kids, like there's so much interplay between the text and like what's happening in the illustrations. Like the baby is acting out these great sounds that are happening in the story. So you just kind of follow the baby throughout the day, which again is another thing that small children love, is kind of seeing their daily activities mirrored back to them.
Exactly.
Growth potion.
I know.
Stink shield activated. Cleanup crew called. Just super cute. What did you think of this one?
I thought it was very cute too. And I thought it would do great if you were doing like a baby story time all about babies, to include Superbaby in there. I think for siblings, it would give them the idea of, oh, great, we have our own Superbaby, and give them a little bit more positive thought process if they're not real sure about a new baby in the family. I too loved the color scheme. I loved how much white background there was too, so the pictures really popped. You could talk about daily routines after doing this too, especially with like young 3s and 4s. I think they would find that. And I mean, the faces are so cute. Yeah. I mean, really, I just, love the illustrations. But just some of the language in it too, I really like the vocabulary, those action words. You can have the kids do the action words with you also.
Yeah, and I like the play in the book, especially this page with the siblings, like sneaking under bridges, slipping through tall towers. I love, the metaphors that are happening here and the sense of imagination. So fun.
And the whole eating. And I love that they put some counting in there too. 3, 2, 1, and it's backwards, which you don't see too often, although we have another book in here that does some backward counting too. So that's nice to know. You go up and then you can go back. So great great things to make sounds with and just have fun. And it'd be nice before nap time at home too, or bedtime. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love what they're doing with the text here, how it gets smaller and smaller. And as you read it, you can hush your voice. And,
yeah, so
rock baby right back into bed.
yeah, I thought it was a great one.
So that's Superbaby.
Yeah.
If you want to put a hold on it,
yes,
just scan the code.
Yeah, scan the code. You can put it on hold on our catalog system.
Great. So what do we have next, Mary Ellen?
We have next going, Feelings Are Wild. And I'm going to show you the front because they put this as their first place book. And this is by Sophy Williams, illustrated by Gavin Scott. So this is just a great book if you're really looking to work on social emotional skills, which, a lot of, this is the name of the game for those little ones is Feelings Are Wild. This would be a great one. And it goes through, and this one is a counting one also. One koala feels grumpy. His nap time was too short. I like this because you could stop there and say, what do you ever get grumpy? What would you do if you were grumpy? And so I can see this as a great one-on-one book, but I could also see it in a classroom too, when you're talking about feelings. And then 2 bunnies feel nervous. What if they get caught? And then it goes on where 3 lion cubs feel restless. Time to take a walk. So you can talk about what these feelings feel like, because we have to remember for our littles, when they get frustrated and they don't have words, they melt down. And it's because they don't have the words. So this would be able to give them some words here too that are pretty impressive. 4 crocs feel frustrated. They just run out of chalk. So you could talk about, well, what do you think frustrated means? And then you could talk about, well, when do you ever feel frustrated? So they go through sad and ashamed, and shy and worried and afraid. And there's some great vocabulary in here with 10 quokkas. Feel excited. I had to look that word up again.
I'm glad you did, because I would have been like, quokkas.
I could still be wrong, but I think I got it right. And then they go backwards because they talk about how they dealt with the feelings. So now they feel surprised because the puppies made amends where the puppy had scared them before. And they go back, and the piglets now are feeling proud because they're scrubbed up nice and neat. So, and the illustrations here are just so eye-catching. I can see why the kids really liked it. And so, yes, I mean, look at these 5 little possums. They're adorable. So yeah, I thought this was a good one. And I think definitely you can use it at home. You can use it in a classroom as you're talking about how you react to things. And then, they end with 1 koala feels safe and warm, snuggled up and yawning. Good night. So again, and it would be a good bedtime book or a good book before nap time too. So yeah, I thought it was super cute. What did you think?
I love this one. I like any book that like deals realistically with feelings.
Yes.
And I, it's kind of funny, like even grown-ups get upset. They have meltdowns when they don't have words for how they're feeling. So it was kind of fun to look through. I think with kids, you can talk about, like you were saying, like what kind of situations make you feel frustrated?
Right.
Maybe a parent can talk about, well, sometimes I feel frustrated when I'm stuck in traffic. Or whatever. You could have some sharing about that. But I love the roundedness of the animals. I think it's just got some great, just the style of the illustration, I think, is just like really cuddly and comforting.
Yeah.
And I love
very cozy feeling.
I love the expressions on their faces. Like this crocodile page just cracked me up. Like their little frowns of this guy throwing his sippy cup.
Yeah.
So I think it's just really sweet and well done.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not super complicated in the
Right.
illustrations. There's a lot of white space and the letters are nice and big.
Yeah.
I like that the feelings and the
Numbers
number words are highlighted in a different color. But yeah, I thought this was great. What age groups do you think this would be good with?
I think preschool it would be really good with. Preschool, kindergartners. If you got early elementary that may be feeling this might be a good starting point to talk about different feelings and how to appropriately react to those feelings.
Right.
So that's what I would use it for. Anywhere from preschool on up. I think you could read it if you have a toddler who really likes to sit for a long time. I think they would love the pictures, and you could talk about what's going on in the pictures too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was great. I could see why the kids rated it number 1.
Why it's a gold medalist?
Gold medalist. Yes, great.
Do you want to show them the code? So
yes. And here is the QR code so that you can scan that and put a hold on it if you're interested. So,
all right.
Our next one
is also about cute little animals with big feelings.
Yes.
So this is Scaredy Cats by Jeff Mack. The cover cracks me up. I love this book. So we've got this beautiful pink and white polka dot box with a big bow. And I love that this cat's like, hey, bud, what's in the box? And so right away you get like a big imagination bubble. And he's like, I don't know, but I think it's a cake.
Yeah.
How exciting would that be? I just love the glee.
Yeah. How happy. I would be happy if there was a cake in a box.
Me too. His illustration style is so expressive. Just it's so great. So I love like the anxious cat here is like, but what if it's not a cake? It's not a cake. What if it's really a big hungry crocodile waiting to eat us up? So then this other kitten joins the thing and they start imagining, a bigger and bigger cake, it kind of looks like.
Yeah. And the expressions on their faces are priceless. I mean, yeah.
It could be a cake and a crocodile. And then there's a tiger. I love that the words change color depending on like what animals being added to the lineup. It gets more and more preposterous. I think kids will find that really funny. Now suddenly we have a great white shark in there. This page made me laugh. A huge hungry T-Rex. He's like, come to Papa.
Yeah.
And this guinea pig.
Yeah. The giant guinea pig.
So it's just really silly. The illustrations are hilarious. I love what he's doing with scale here. And this guinea pig is so humongous that like he takes up the entire thing and dwarfs these poor cats, who in real life would probably pose a little bit of danger to this guinea pig.
Yeah.
So just like really fun with imagination and silliness.
Yeah.
I just really love it. And you never really find out what's in the box.
Yeah.
So you could have that to talk about afterwards with
what do you think was really in the box?
You think it was a cake?
Yeah.
What if it's not a cake?
Yeah.
What did you think about this one, Mary Ellen?
I really thought this was a fun story too. I think it would be great for preschoolers. The kiddos gave it a silver medal, second place, so they really enjoyed it. But yes, I really liked it too. I liked that white space and how everything popped. And I just love the silliness of it with the shark and then it going, wah, 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 wah. I can never say that, wah, wah. But it was really fun to see. And I love the different colors they use so each color would pop, really.
And even the textures. Like I was just noticing, like the fur is so lifelike on this side, and he's doing great stuff with shadows, and it's very two-dimensional on this side. Just really.
Yeah, and it kind of denotes that this is kind of what's happening in real life, and then this is their imagination.
Right.
So, yes, I thought that it was a lot of fun. So I would say this would be a big hit in story time, because kids love books like this, and and then you could talk about, well, what do you think would happen? So I think a great extension activity for this is they could draw a picture of what do you think is in the box. and how would you react with it? So I think that would be a lot of fun. So, and that would be a simple thing to do because you could just put out paper and crayons and have them do that afterwards and say, what do you think is in the box? And how would you react if you were the kittens? Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was a great one. It'd be fun to use in a story time.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, it felt like a real solid preschool.
Yeah.
Maybe even early elementary. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you could kindergarten, first grade, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think definitely kindergarten.
Yeah, they would find it really funny.
Especially if they have like a class guinea pig or something.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yeah, that would be fun. And then they've got some sounds they can make with the animals going roar and ta-da. So, yeah, I thought it was a big hit for me.
Yeah. Where they have its silver medal.
Yep, silver. So,
Scaredy Cats. Oh, we got to show the code on.
Oh, yes. Too. I keep forgetting the code. There's the code right there for you to put a hold on that one. Yep, great. Highly recommend.
Oh, my gosh. And then this last book.
So
excited, Mary Ellen.
I know. Now, the kids gave it a bronze medal, 3rd place. But this is Mouse on the River, A Journey Through Nature. I just thought this was gorgeous and a lot of fun. I think it definitely, you could read it on one level to a group, but it really lends itself to one-on-one or a small group. But end papers are gorgeous. You can set the scene. What do you think's going on? What do you think with Mouse on the River? But then they have a map at the front, so you could do some things with maps and how you read maps. And it starts off while he's going on a journey, and it's a rhyming text. I set out from the woods in the first light of the day. My friends are by the riverbank to wave me on my way. But then you turn the page, and this is a Lift the Flap book. So there's so many things to really take a look at everything that's going on. I mean, there's birds, there's bugs, there's some things in the water here. So I think you could spend a lot of time poring over this book. Excuse me. And so, yeah, and then from each page, there's some little flap, and the level of detail in here is just amazing. And for me, I just found this so visually appealing, and there's different animals you can talk about in here. I mean, this might be nice to have in a classroom if you were doing a nature theme and you were talking about going on a trip also. This is a little bit of a different trip. And then basically he's going through the river and he's saying hi to everyone, and there's little differences. So he was in nature and now he's getting into where there's some houseboats. And then going through a lock, which a lot of kids don't see. My parents lived in New York, and so they had a boat on the Mohawk River, and we would go down the river and go do the locks.
Oh, cool.
And so the water would raise and come down, which you don't see that often here.
Yeah.
And then, you can look inside the houses or the restaurants.
This little cafe is so charming.
Yeah, and you could talk about, well, what treat would you eat? And but then he goes out to, here's some stores. Like, I'm trying to get to the end here, but actually he ends up at the ocean. And that's where he was waiting for his friend. He was going to meet his friend there, and they were going to spend some time on the ocean.
So pretty.
And it's beautiful. And then at the end, they talk about the river and what animals and nature they see there. So if you've got a nature lover, I think this would be a great book too, because you've got a story that goes along with it, but then you also have the information at the back, and they name all the birds that you see in here. There's fish that you can see and some of the plants. So, I mean, some of the kids might recognize if you take them out, they could see herons here.
Yeah.
So, what do you think we could see here? So I could see using this in a classroom. And it gets hard when you're reading out loud to lift the flap. These flaps are not just a sturdy flap; they're pretty delicate.
Yeah.
So,
and they all move different ways. Like
right,
it's not just like this. Like some of them do this, or like there's a little bit up here.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say I would pick this out as my favorite, just visually.
Me too.
Yeah,
I wanted to live in this book.
Yeah. So yeah, what did you think? What were your thoughts?
God,
Did you have different thoughts? Or
this one blew me away. This was when I had to like run around the office and show everybody. It's just gorgeous. I've wanted to go to the UK for forever. My sister-in-law just went there, and her and her wife did a barge, like they did one of those river trips like through Wales. And so they were on a barge, and it was kind of like this, like like it would be in nature for a while, and then go to a town, and so yeah, I don't know if they want a picture book, but I'm almost tempted to get this for them.
Yeah,
it's just so gorgeous, and it does really have that kind of English feel to it.
Yeah, well, and I love that the flaps give it that 3-dimensional feel too. But yes,
like
it's
looking
beautiful.
Through these tree trunks. Yeah, it is delicate. Like it feels like it might be a better gift maybe for a family. It's going to be interesting to see how well this holds up under library use.
Yeah.
There's a lot we can do to repair books though, so don't be afraid. And it's worth it just to have a book that treats nature the way that it does. I love the delicacy of her illustrations. And in the very back, I love this too. It has kind of a Richard scary element.
Oh, yes.
You can go back through after you've read it. And I kind of like that this is back here because it kind of gives you like another activity to do with it when you've been through it the first time. And you can go back through and look for all of these wonderful little items throughout the story.
So you could read this before you're going on a trip and then go through what Mouse packed and then say, well, what will we need for our trip? What should we pack? So I can, I'd forgotten about that page, but yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. And then you can work, kids love these pages where there's a lot of stuff and there's words underneath depicting the objects so that you could go through and, name all the things. So I could see a young 3 really getting into that.
Yeah. Yeah, so charming. I love this book so much. So that's Mouse on the River, A Journey Through Nature by Alice Melvin.
Yes.
Let's show you guys the back. Scan the code, place a hold, and it can come home with you.
Yes.
Well, Mary Ellen.
Yeah. Well, thank you for a great set of books.
Oh, you're welcome.
And always like I said, they were kid approved. The kids all love them.
It's always good to hear.
Yeah. So, we hope you have fun reading these books. And we wish you a good day. And we'll see you next time on Picture Book Chat. Bye.
Bye.